I think we are live, bro. I think we are live. The uh, the interesting Google Plus that's taking the world by storm. And for those of you who are streaming, who are probably getting in, who were maybe at a different link, I want you guys to know that Jay Bud just gave me a heart attack because for some reason he didn't get the link to jump on, but like a true champion that he is, he made it here. So we want to just have an open conversation, and obviously there's a lot of buzz going around on the internet about some cool new app popping out. And before I bring Jonathan on to really share information about it, again, we just want to have an open conversation about it. We want it to be clear exactly what it is, and I want to be clear, for my reasoning for one, backing this 100%. And two, thinking it's something that you definitely want to take a close look at. Over the last, I'd say, 4 months, or I should say over the last 2 years, I've actually been in deep with the whole mobile industry. Started out doing text message marketing, got into mobile apps, and some of you know, obviously, that I just launched an app company myself. And one of the things that made this really congruent was, the fact that I truly believe that what they've done here will change the overall conversation that people have about what they're doing, about what they're sharing, I think that's what makes this extremely exciting. So it's something that to me is extremely non-threatening to anyone that's doing any other type of business, or if you're promoting any other opportunity. I truly believe that it's going to be one of those things to where it just becomes part of our everyday life. And I think that's why, what Jonathan is doing and what all the leaders are doing and why everyone's behind this so much is because it definitely will be, the way I truly believe the future is going. So, I'm pumped up to really hear it from you. And, my goal today on this live hangout is to not be here for an hour. I think we can knock this out in 25, 30 minutes and really just give people an overall picture so they leave this hangout understanding exactly what it is. Now, one more thing before I let you do what you do. I want people to know who you are if they, for whatever reason, don't know, which most people obviously should. Because if you don't, Jonathan is really responsible for me, sitting here right now talking to you. I was in a point where I was looking for a way to make money on the internet, and I found Jonathan, and he's been my mentor ever since. I made a decision. I said, this is the guy I'm going to learn from. And 4 years later, I'm literally, honored to say and humbled to say I make more money in a single day than a lot of people make in an entire month, and it's due to a lot of the training, the innovation, and the strategies that Jonathan has taught me. So whenever he basically comes up with something that's innovative, that's before its time, I listen, and that's why I thought it was important to have him on and share all the information he's going to share today. So I'm going to give it to you, my friend. Let's have a little conversation about what's going on right now.
Hey, I appreciate you, buddy. I appreciate you, man. Seriously, though, Vince, you have the spirit of an absolute champion, brother. Champion, and I think everybody's lucky who gets to learn from you. And I'm just going to come out and say that. I appreciate this conversation too. I think what we're all doing here is something that hasn't been done before, for starters, and is something that has the ability to really affect how the marketplace operates when it comes to sharing and distributing technologies. And I think we're going to change the game. I think we all have the opportunity to change the game, to be a part of something at its earliest stages that really is a world-changing, game-changing concept and company that could reach hundreds of millions of people and change how the distribution of wealth flows through technology companies, and just start rewarding the ripple makers, rewarding the people who are responsible for causing word of mouth, viral marketing to happen in the first place. And it's something that's never been done before. And it's something that is so natural and innate to everybody. I mean, who doesn't want to know the ripple effect on the world whenever they do share an app or a product or a service? And who doesn't want to get rewarded for the ripple effect on the world and the impact that they're actually having? And I think our vision, Vince, is similar to yours. We want to sort of put ourselves at the cutting edge, the future of where things are going, and we want to make everything fun. I mean, we see a vision where, why are we not having the most fun of our lives, sort of playing a game to track our ripple effect all over the world and get rewarded for the value that we create in the marketplace. And it's just such a simple concept. It's that there's really not even much more that you need to go into other than just have fun and play the game and do what you're already doing. Just share the ripple with people. Except now, Rippln gives you the ability to really track that ripple and to get rewarded and monetize the value that you bring to the marketplace. And so it's a super simple conversation that is picking up incredible traction. I think we clocked over 100,000 people in 6 days earlier this morning. So, it's one thing to talk about rebuilding the social graph on top of a platform that pays you for it. It's a whole other thing to see, 100,000 people in 6 days say, I'm on board with that mission. I agree. Let's do this. We can be the start of a movement that reaches hundreds of millions of people and rebuilds the social graph for all of us on top of a platform that actually rewards us and pays us for it. And that, my friend, is I think, one of the things that we're about at our core and why we're just excited to be having these conversations.
Awesome, man. So tell everyone, in this most simplest terms possible, what is Rippln? Because I'm sure there's some people here that have seen everything happening. And if I may, one of the first companies that I actually got started in was a company that tried to do something similar, but they were nowhere even close. It was basically a company where, it was kind of like a social network that paid you, but they basically paid you off of the ad revenue, which you really can't track, and all these things that people really didn't know what was happening. And with this, the fact that you can track your ripple, and I'd like for you to explain when we say that, what that means, but it's a transaction model, which is what excites me, which means that eventually there will actually be real transactions that take place, and you'll be able to get paid for those things. And to me, that's truly exciting. And obviously how you guys have gamified the entire situation makes it exciting. So I guess the question I would have is, for those who have no idea what we're even talking about, what do you mean by you say we can track your ripple? And what, I guess you could say, in the scheme of things, how would you explain, if someone had to explain this to someone else, how would you explain it?
Well, I mean, I would explain it as simple as possible. It's a great question, by the way, too. I would simply say, hey, there's a platform that you can sign up with as a fan for free. And as a fan, you can share the platform and the apps and all the things that are connected to it, and we'll track your ripple effect across the world. And anytime a transaction occurs within that network or some commerce, happens or exchanges, you get rewarded for the value that you bring to the marketplace. And, it's really that simple. Rippln itself is a platform. So, we looked at all of the, look at the technology companies growing the fastest today, and you look at Facebook, and you look at Google, and you look at YouTube, and Twitter, and they're all platforms. They're all platforms. And so we didn't want to pigeonhole ourselves into just apps or just websites or just this or just that, because technology is always changing. Yet, if you're the platform, then you can adapt and change to that technology because the users create the content. And so we know that, people are going to be coming out with new apps and new products and new services. There's an incredible amount of talent in the development world. And so talent in the development world almost isn't the question, but how that development gets distributed. How are people finding out about the new apps, the new products, the new services, the new technologies? That's the big gaping hole. That's the giant need in the marketplace. That's the big problem to be solved. And anytime I think we're looking at a $1 billion idea, what we want to look at is, what is a huge, massive problem that needs to be solved that no one is solving. And the distribution of so many of the coolest new apps and products and services is a massive problem to be solved. And we looked at it and said, it's usually us, the people, who's distributing these things anyway. We're the ones telling our friends, our family, our coworkers, our neighbors, why are we not getting rewarded for it? Like, we're already distributing it. We're already the distribution arm for all these companies. They make billions in some cases, and we get rewarded nothing for it. And so that's where the concept, the idea was born for the platform that rewards you for the ripple effect that you have in the world. And so that's what Rippln is. It really is a platform. And when you get an invitation code, if anybody's watching this, they don't have an invitation code, send Vince a Facebook or whatever, or get back to the person who referred you and ask for your invitation code. And when you get an invitation code, you'll get to see the Ripple, and you'll get to log into the back office of the platform. And it's very simple how you track and grow your Ripple. All the instructions are right in there. And from that point forward, we can introduce any commerce to the Ripple, and every single person who's in the Ripple is tracked back to you. And if there's transactions that occur, you have the chance to get paid on them. So it's really quite a simple concept. And a little bit about our team, Vince. I mean, the people behind this are just executors. The end of the day, plain and simple, like, we get stuff done. We've got offices in over 17 different countries already, processed over $1 billion in transactions through the commerce engine that is the back end of our platform. We have 15 to 20 in-house engineers right now working around the clock on this. I mean, we get stuff done, we execute. I personally could not be more honored and blessed and happy to be a part of the team that I'm a part of now. And we've just been working incredibly hard for the last 18 months to bring all these concepts to life, and to release the Ripple to the world last Saturday and have over 100,000 people in less than 6 days without any real single problem at all, which is that's a scaling curve. I mean, talk to technologists and see, what it's like to have 100,000 users come into a system within 6 days. That everybody's in there, sending invites, checking ripples. At one point, we had 18,000 server calls happening per second. 18,000 server calls, and we have not had a single problem. That's just so everybody knows, that is not an easy feat to accomplish when it comes to technology. And so I couldn't be more proud of the team that's behind this and behind the platform already. And we're just really excited to continue to roll out future iterations and phases of the Rippln platform and make it easier for people to share their Ripple all over the world, track it, and get paid and rewarded for the value that they're bringing to the marketplace.
I mean, I think that's so true. And when people ask me, like, how do I explain it, I basically tell people to kind of step back. And I told someone yesterday, I said, there are people that think what they want about network marketing or this industry, they call it whatever they want. But in reality, once you got your computer, you became a network marketer. You just didn't get paid for it. How many things do you refer? Like, how many friends did you refer to Facebook? How many friends did you tell you to join you on Twitter? How many ads did you click on, like, that took you to Instagram or some other site? What if you could track all of that and get paid off of all of those transactions that occurred from your Ripple? So one of the things that Mark said at the event that really got me was 5 years from now, probably even sooner, people are going to step back and they're going to be like, you shared information and didn't get paid for it?
Yeah.
It's going to be prehistoric, right, for like you to be doing anything without having the potential to earn. And I think when you think of it that way, that's what makes this exciting. And I don't know if we can get into details about the Communicator app itself, or I don't know if we can, but from what I'm hearing and from what I believe, I think, you know, your cell phone carriers are going to soon become obsolete, because you're going to be able to use certain type of technologies and apps and communicate with all of your friends for free, whether it's, you know, texting, video messages, walkie-talkie or whatnot. And to me, these are the things that are exciting. Talk a little bit about that. Am I on the right track? Again, I'm kind of, we're still in that pre-information stage, so I'm not sure exactly what I can release, but that's
no, I appreciate that, my friend, and I appreciate all those insights too. You know, you're definitely on the right track, and you know, I have a feeling like the model, you know, in total transparency, will likely pivot. You know, if you look at all of the greatest sort of technology companies that start today, the whole concept, for instance, if you read the Lean Startup, right? The concept is that you bring a concept to market, and the faster that you can iterate that, the faster that you can actually get feedback from the people, from the crowd, make changes based on that feedback, get more feedback, make more changes, get more feedback, make more changes. That's literally how the greatest technology products today are built, almost all of them. It starts with an idea that somebody has, but the entrepreneur will bring a concept to the marketplace and then continue to iterate it based on feedback until it becomes a work of art. Because I believe that, you know, 1,000 minds are infinitely smarter than one mind or two minds or three minds. Together, our minds are genius in every sense of the word. And so I believe that, you know, we will also do that in a sense. And I think the value right now, since we are in the buzz building phase of Rippln, for the next 60 days, this is 100% entirely about building buzz and building an audience and creating your Ripple, starting your Ripple. So everybody joins as a free fan right now, and we just start growing our Ripple all over the world and tracking our Ripple and have fun playing the game. And so we're introducing some gamification elements, more gamification elements over the next 7 to 14 days. We're going to introduce contests and lots of sorts of fun, you know, sort of ways to play the game, grow your Ripple, and really have a tremendous amount of fun in this buzz building phase. And then from there, as you were talking about, Vince, we'll introduce the apps as we move into phase 2. And the first app that we have benchmarked to come into the Rippln platform is what we call the Rippln Communicator. And that will be an incredible, really an incredible product that allows people to communicate with anyone they want all over the world at the touch of a button via audio, photos, text, and stores all the communication in a feed. And we've designed it to be different from some other communication utilities out there in the sense of giving people the ability to manage larger organizations and some professional features that are missing from a lot of the ones that we've seen out there. And so we're really excited for that. Mostly because the communicator is so viral in nature, because everybody has to talk to somebody. You can't use it and not talk to somebody. And so why shouldn't we use apps that are actually rewarding us for the ripple effect that we have in the world? Because every time you go use another one of those and you talk to your friend or guess what? That is spreading virally because of you. You are the source. You're the rock that dropped in the pond and caused the ripple effect. And why this is like one of those paradigm shifting moments that you were talking about, Vince. It's like, why would we use technologies that we are the rock that drops in the pond and we ripple and spread those? Why would we use technologies that we're not getting factored into the value equation for anymore? Why would we use companies that don't value us for the ripple that we cause and spread? Because that is us that does it. And that's what we're here to change. You know, that's our heart, is that we at the core, and I believe that this is something about our industry too. The people are front and center in our industry. You know, it's not the technology, it's not the, you know, venture funding round, it's not the, you know, entrepreneur magazine that you know, you can see a lot of technology companies almost like driven by, right? What was at the core of this for us is the people. Like, everybody has the right to be rewarded for the value that they create in the world. And we believe that that's how it should be. And so that's why we built the platform.
Awesome, man. And, I want to end it with this. One, I'd like for you to talk about the actual potential that you see. Because, first off, we have like a super team. I mean, I'm in the room and people are walking in that you see on the internet and people that you respect. I mean, this is attracting people that, quite frankly, in the most humble way possible, don't have to be a part, right? They could keep making their millions doing what they're doing, but they're jumping on. That, to me, says a lot. So what potential do you see? What made you jump on board with this in terms of an income, perspective? And also, what steps would you tell someone who's getting started? Where should their mindset be once they say, you know what, I want to try it out, whether they reach out to me? And by the way, I'm hoping to use this as a tool that anyone can use. So if you got here from me, shoot me a message through Facebook. And I'll make sure you get in if you're not in already. And if you're already in, definitely use this amazing value to share with others. I'll make this available to anyone. But anyways, the income potential that you see, and where should a person's mindset be the minute they get in, they see the video, I get them their information, and they get started?
Yeah, it's a great question, my friend. To tell you the truth, I can't speak too much. I mean, there's obviously a tremendous amount of potential. Just think about if you were one of the first 1,000 people on Facebook. You know what I mean? Like, what's the value that you created a decade later? Facebook's worth $100 billion. You know what I mean? Like, that's an unbelievable amount of value. And so we're the start of the entire Ripple. And what I can say is that anybody who actually just goes out there and builds a Ripple isn't even going to need to worry about how much money they're going to make. Like, first and foremost, it's almost like we should be doing it because we believe in the movement, we believe in the mission, and we believe in the values of people really getting rewarded for the value that they bring to the marketplace, and people being factored in the equation of the money and wealth being created in the technology industry, especially since we're the distribution arm of these technologies. And if you believe in that mission and you believe in that vision, then this makes perfect sense for you, because this is always something that we're doing anyway. And now, we just get to share through the Rippln platform, and we're going to track our ripple effect all over the world. And it's a little early to talk about, all the different income potential, because, we're still perfecting the model. We're still choosing which products we're going to put here and there and all sorts of things. But the potential is whatever you want it to be. The people who go out there and build huge ripples and have a blast while they're doing it, and lock arms with you, Vince, and with many of the other great leaders we're all now on the same team together with, you will create something that changes your life. I mean, the Ripple is extremely strategic. There's not a single thing that's default. It is all designed by a very strategic outcome that we are going to help create for people. And so whatever your ripple effect on the world is, that's the value you're going to get paid for. Almost as if it's like a dividend for the ripple effect that you have on the world. So it's truly, whatever somebody wants to create, and the bigger the ripple effect you have, the more you're going to get rewarded.
Awesome, man. And then once a person takes action, you reach out to me, shoot me a message, or whoever you're watching this from, shoot them a message. Mindset-wise, how do they start their Ripple? I mean, they obviously it's so simple. I mean, it's almost a stupid question. It's so simple, but what would you tell someone getting started, their mindset moving forward? Just do what you always do, or?
That's a great question. I would say that once you log into the back office of the Rippln platform, send your first 5 invites. So the way it works is everybody has 5 invites to start, and once you've filled your 5 invites, meaning you've sent 5 invites and each of those 5 people has confirmed, meaning they've joined the Ripple, then we'll open up 5 more invites for you to send. And so I recommend that you pick, your favorite people, your friends, your coworkers, people who you think might really love this concept, or who are influential or savvy, who really they're going to want to see how big their ripple effect on the world is, and they're going to want to play, and they're going to want to grow it, and they're going to want to get rewarded and get paid for all the transactions that occur within that network, and share it with them. And if people are taking too long, don't sweat. Reset their invite and send it to somebody else, and keep moving, because as you send and 5 people join each time that happens, you're going to unlock more and more and more invites. And believe me, when you start to see it going viral, it's when everything changes for you, because this is literally one of the most, possibly the most viral concepts that's ever occurred in our industry. I mean, no one's ever heard of 100,000 people joining anything in 6 days in this industry. And so, quite possibly we're talking about the most viral concept that's ever occurred. And when you start to see that at effect, because you spend the next 30 days really working and really, having fun and really engaging and inviting people to the Ripple, and all of a sudden your Ripple just starts to go viral. Nobody's ever seen that in this space before, and we're seeing it right now. People's minds are blown because they're refreshing their Ripple, and it's like, my goodness, every minute, an hour, there's more people. Like, it's just going viral. And so it's really exciting, my friends. I'm super glad that you're here and that we're having this conversation.
Yeah, man, I actually checked it, and I was in like 20 countries, and I mean, I haven't really got going yet. I'm like, I can't even name 20 countries, to be honest with you. And I didn't even know, like, I mean, it's just amazing to see how your ripple effect works when someone shares someone. And I think what really is the strength of this is it's not a bunch of people spamming a link. I mean, at least at this point, it's person to person to person. And, that's a strong foundation. And I think that's attractive to anyone looking at the company as a whole, because people have actually shared their excitement with each person, with each person, with each person. And, that's why I think that this is going to be amazing. All right, man. Well, look, I don't want to take too much time. I know you got meetings to get into. In closing, words can't express how I feel about you. You've obviously, helped me in a lot of things, and I'm just excited to finally actually be on the same team. I mean, how cool is that, right? I mean, we have this awesome team.
I feel the same way, man. I feel the same way. I'm so pumped up to work with you, Vince. It's been a dream of mine for a while, and I knew we would come back around, and here we are. Everybody now gets a chance to play together in something that has the potential to change our lives and millions of other people's lives. So it's just a really, really fun and exciting time.
Awesome, man. I can't wait to the first events. I mean, the events are going to be crazy when everyone gets together. It's going to be a lot of fun. Well, look, guys, let's let you guys get started. I know if you're watching this, even if you're the least bit curious and you want to get started and you haven't gotten started yet, you can personally reach out to me on Facebook. Just send me a personal message. Hey, Vince, shoot me over more information about that Rippln deal. Or, like I said, if you happen to watch this and someone else got you this video, shoot them a message. It's a team, and we're willing to help, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a ride, and I'm excited for it, man. So, with that being said, anything going out?
I appreciate you all. I'm looking forward to meeting you soon.
All right, guys. All right, man. I'll talk to you guys, and I'll see you on the internet. Take care.
Thanks. See you later, buddy.
All right.
Ciao.